Hey everyone, welcome to Morning Matcha. I'm so happy to share with you today's guest, Rachael Blumberg, who's the founder of Platefit. Hi Rachel.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So nice to see you
Nice
and
to see
be hanging
you.
out.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken over the phone and obviously we just talked for a little bit right now, sharing your story and I was so excited to hear about Platefit. I'd heard about it from my friend Laurel
Mm-hmm.
Gallucci, who owns Sweet Laurel Bakery, and she shared with me about what a great workout it was and how much she loved it because it was just a 30-minute quick workout that she can get in after having her son Nico.
Yep.
And she and I kind of shared a similar story where after we had our kids, we were like, oh my gosh, we don't want to take any time away from them ever, but we also need to take care of ourselves. So
Yeah,
what does that look like? And it's a new way of doing things.
totally.
Um,
She actually came in during her pregnancy and just worked out without the plate on.
oh my gosh, I
I know.
love
She loved
her.
the workout so much. We
That's
have a
so
lot of pregnant
fun.
mommies that come that don't turn the plate on. It's almost hilarious.
Why can't you turn the plate on? Is it not
There's
good?
just no science behind it, and so I
Recommend it.
personally did it when I was
Mhm.
pregnant, but that's just because I'm the owner and
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think that it didn't harm me in any way, but just for liability reasons, we don't want pregnant mommies. And since the plate is a medical device, they haven't done any research, and so
Yeah, makes sense. So, can you tell us a little bit about, I mean, I want to get into your story and stuff, but what is a power plate? What is the medical device? Why was it created?
So the power plate's a medical device. Was created for astronauts. So the Russian cosmonauts, because they were developing atrophy of the muscles in early stages of osteopenia.
Mm.
And so this was a way to rehabilitate them and also send them to outer space so that they didn't come back with atrophy and early stages of osteopenia. And then they found all these other incredible benefits like increased circulation and HGH hormone increases and serotonin and cellulite and elasticity of the skin and muscle toning. And I mean,
Wow,
the benefits are like many.
that's
So they
huge.
did create it for astronauts, and then over the years, they've just found other incredible benefits.
Okay, cool. And then, so you were working at Facebook. I mean, not Facebook,
MySpace.
MySpace. Same thing, but not. So you were at MySpace. What were you doing at MySpace?
I was actually putting their mobile application on the Razor phone.
Whoa.
Do you
So
remember the
what's your
Razor phone?
background in? Like what?
I know. So I grew up swimming. I grew up as an athlete. I grew up a swimmer from like age 3 to 14. When I was 14, I got introduced to water polo, which was like for a kid that had been chasing walls solo for that long. I was like, oh my God, there's a sport in the water with a ball with like with other people. Like this is amazing. So, and the only reason why I say that is because I have these obsessions in my life, and I was so obsessed with water polo that it became like my life.
Mhm.
And I got a full ride scholarship to college, and I played Division I water polo in college,
Wow.
and
I
that
have to
really.
ask, how was your body different than it is now? Like
I
in terms
mean,
of,
I had like probably slightly bigger shoulders,
mhm.
but I've also been like very petite my whole
Yeah.
life, and so when I'd get out of the pool, people would be like, where did she go? Because most water polo players are big,
Yeah.
and most women water polo players are like very tall. I was just like quick.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
That
quick.
gave you a
So
really good advantage.
yeah, I had
Okay.
to be, I think I like to say I had to be like smarter, quicker, faster than like just
Everyone
on my,
else.
yeah, I just had to think quicker
Hmm.
than everybody else. So I say that just because I've been really passionate about like my body and wellness and in the fitness space for a really long time.
Yeah.
I've also always wanted to be a teacher. I just in college went the business route because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And so I got
Well,
a
that really helped.
degree in business and a minor in economics and art history and graduated from UCSB and then moved to San Francisco. And from there, I just got like sales jobs and different jobs here and there that taught me a lot of what I didn't know that I was learning for like now, like
Hmm.
how to manage, how to sell, how to like have conversations with people, all the stuff that I was sort of building to where I am today.
Yeah.
But the mobile was something so odd. And I think the only reason why I took that job was, I think in hindsight, was to get me to Los Angeles. Right. So like,
Yeah. Where were
I,
you then?
I was in San Francisco and I was working for ADP at the time. So the payroll company, and I was a manager for ADP, and I was managing an area called Walnut Creek, which was
Yeah.
where I grew
Really
up actually.
beautiful area. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to sell payroll to this company, and they were like, we really like you. We'd love for you to come work for us. And they offered me a
Wow.
salary that was like something I could not pass up.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, I guess I'm going to be now doing business development for
MySpace.
mobile applications on phones. It was called Mobile Greetings.
Oh, okay.
And then I started to go to all these conferences, and I met people that were in the mobile space. And then I wanted to work for a better company. And so MySpace was the leader, and I interviewed and got a job. And then I was like, I'm moving to LA. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Brought you here.
Brought me here
And then what moved you to quit?
to quit.
Yeah. Motivated you to quit.
I was unmotivated in the space. I was doing, I mean, obviously a great job at my job, but just unmotivated in the space. I told you I love to teach. So when I came, before I left San Francisco, one of the first people in the boutique fitness space was the Bar Method space. They were one of the first people that came out with like a branded studio
Super cool
where you
brand,
could go,
yeah.
and it was like kind of cool to go. So I was like going all the time. It started in San Francisco. And I just wanted to teach. So I got certified as a bar instructor. It was $25 an hour. It was not about the money. It was purely about like my love of teaching people fitness. And so when I came down to LA, that's what I did. Like I would do that at like 6 a.m. And so I would teach here. And then I just got to know different people in that industry. And somebody was like, do you want to go work at a gym on Wilshire? And I was like, sure. So we go to the gym, and in the corner is a power plate. And I had
that
never
was your first experience with it?
I had never seen one. And I was like, so I walk up to the front desk and I said, what is that thing? And it had weights on it and bars and yoga mats. Like clearly no one was using it. No one.
Oh, like people were storing
stuff on it.
That's so
But
funny.
I was like, I've never seen that thing. What is that thing? So like curious, I go up there like, I think it vibrates and people stretch on it. And I was like, cool. Like take everything off of it. And I had an experience which most people don't, because now that we've worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of people, most of the time people's first experience is a very weird experience. Like there's itchiness in your nose. It takes 1 to 3 sessions to acclimate. Most of the time when people do it for the first time, they're like, I'm not sure if I like it. It's such a weird sensation. Is it safe for me? Which we can go over later when we, talk more in depth about, I guess, like your first experience. But for me, my first experience was like, I just intuitively felt like my joints and my tendons, and I felt like the circulation in my body. And I was like, oh my God, this thing is incredible.
Yeah.
And I had to know everything there was to know about it. So
And
I went
then
home.
did the
I looked-
research.
oh my God. When I say obsession, like this was an obsession. Like I've never had an obsession in my life.
Oh my gosh. And do you think that was the point where you thought about doing classes on that?
So I think, like I like to say, like I had a vision right at that moment of 100 studios. I went back like every single day for the next 10, 15, 20 days. I was like obsessed with like knowing what you could do on it, what kind of exercises you could do on it, what the different vibrations were. I went down, I got certified. I did their 4-day certification. Like I was just like, I have to know everything. And within that first month of working out on the plate, like my body physically was obviously changing, getting leaner, tighter. And then I was just like incredibly stronger. And all the other physical things that I was doing, like yoga and Pilates and this running and the things that I was doing outside of this new vertical of fitness that I had just tried. And I knew within that 30 days that I like could not do anything else.
Wow.
And I had this vision of Platefit, and I had a vision of like studios and 100 studios. And I just had this vision of like, why can't there be vibrational plates within like a fun setting, just like there are like spinning bikes?
Yeah.
Right. And like, why isn't anybody doing it?
Yeah. No.
And why doesn't anybody know about this?
So crazy.
And like, why is it like this hidden secret that all athletes are using it. Every pro athletic team is using it. Every movie star is using it. And like
No one's
doctors,
talking about it.
chiropractors, physical therapists, like I was like, why doesn't anybody know about this? It's kind of crazy.
But it's probably because of the price,
It
right?
was the price.
And
So
are all those people using it in a gym? I mean, Equinox has one or two
yeah,
or whatever, but
now
no
they
one's,
do,
but
but no
no
one knows what
one's,
to do with it.
yeah, unless you have a personal trainer
Yeah.
that's I mean, I had one that would just a few, maybe the last 5-10 minutes, I'd do squats or something on it, but
Yeah.
not much. I mean, and nothing was explained to me. So it's really cool.
Yeah, because even
that
the personal trainers at Equinox are not trained,
Yeah.
not certified, and they have like literally zero idea what's actually science, like the science behind
Happening,
what's going
yeah.
on. And so they're just like throwing people on it and they don't know what vibration they should be on. It's kind of like it's done power plated disservice by
Yeah.
throwing these plates in big major gyms without any real like coaching around it.
Yeah.
And so
So, I mean, I think it's so incredible that you had this epiphany and you loved it and you became obsessed and then you just call the company. Like, that's so just not something most people would do. Obviously, maybe someone that's an obsessed person with an entrepreneurial mindset
Yeah.
that has a vision, yes, but it really takes persistence and it takes. So, tell us a little bit about that. So, did you quit and then call
well,
them?
when you quit your job at 26 and you have, so I called my parents and said, I'm quitting my job. And they're like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
And my parents are amazing people, but they don't have the means to support me and my crazy
Ideas. Yeah. So that's
and
even a
so
bigger
when
thing.
when you're put in a position where you have to make a living, like, and you're also have like this obsession, it's like you will just do anything you have to do in order to, first of all, make money and make sure that you're safe
Mhm.
and make sure that your vision gets actualized. And so the thought was, people buy these. I know they buy them. I've been certified. I've been down to like the training. Like, I should just call PowerPlate and see if anybody needs training.
And you did the training while you were at MySpace? Or
No,
while
I did the training. Yes,
after?
yeah.
Okay.
While I was
Wow.
at MySpace, yeah.
Just smart.
Yeah.
You were just doing it because you love learning.
I just wanted to know about it.
Yeah.
And like, I had this feeling that something was going to come of it, but I didn't know what it was.
Was it expensive to do the training? I mean, someone who's 26
I
and
mean, it was
living on their
expensive, but
own
I
in
was
LA?
working, so I could do it. It
Yeah.
was, I mean, it was like $1,500. It wasn't like anything crazy,
Mhm.
but that was like at
A lot for a
age, that was a lot.
26-year-old.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
And
it was an
so
investment.
definitely.
that way.
That definitely paid off, obviously.
Yeah.
But
So I called PowerPlate. They directed me to go up to this house in Malibu. So I drove up there and I like pull into this like huge mansion, which I was telling you. And, out walks this assistant. She was like, "What's your sign?" And I was like, "I'm a Cancer." And she was like, "Great, you'll do." And we walked downstairs to this beautiful gym. And then, 5 minutes later, down walks Cher.
so
And I was like,
crazy.
this is insane.
And this was like really quickly after you called them, like right away, or
This was like
a week
a week later. I mean, I
Wow.
don't specifically remember. It was like it just happened. Like,
Wow.
I called, I
And
quit
it
my
was
job, I called, and it happened. Like,
And then you said that you trained her every day,
I trained her every day. Yeah, she wanted to train every day.
and was she your only client, or
No, I met some other people through her. So
cool.
I started training some people in Malibu through her. So people would kind of come over. I'd be there for like 2 or 3 hours, and like all her friends would sort of pop in.
at her house?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. And then I found a gym also in Santa Monica that had a power plate that I just rented and like would do sessions there with people. So
Mhm.
I started to build a business that way.
And was it always 30 minutes?
Always.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
always knew that was the golden.
Well, the reason why it's 30
number.
minutes is because the science behind the machine is 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it's since the machine's moving front to back, right to left, up and down, it's destabilizing your body, and then it forces contractions 30 to 50 times per second.
Whoa.
You're like, what did she just say?
Yeah. So it stays on for 30 minutes, but are you on the machine the whole time, or are you
You're
going
like,
on and off?
so we're on it, but you're not like standing on it and
Mm-hmm.
vibrating for 30 minutes. You're doing jumping jacks. You're like coming off. You do push-ups or you do dips or you do bridges. So like we're on and off of it, but you are pretty much using the plate for the full time you're there.
Wow. So you trained Cher for how long?
I think I trained her for like a good 3 months, and then she asked me what I wanted to do with my life per se, and our many conversations. And she's such a lovely human being. And I said I want to own a power plate studio, and she was like, "Bring me a business plan, and we'll do it together."
So
And so
nice.
I presented to her managers, and we opened Studio C, which was
That's what it
open
was
for four
called?
months.
Oh,
And within that 4 months, she got a job in Vegas, her big job in Vegas, and we decided that we were going to close that business. And although that was really sad, I'm so grateful that that happened. You know,
yeah.
sometimes you can't see that no's are like massive, massive like yeses.
Mhm.
Um, like so incredibly grateful that that didn't work out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you'll say later on, but you ended up meeting your husband because that didn't work
I
out.
ended up meeting my husband. I have kids because of it. I have
Yeah.
Platefit because of it. I would have
So
been
many
Studio
things.
C,
Yeah.
which is
You're like,
crazy.
that doesn't make any sense.
It
What's
doesn't make
Studio
any
C?
sense.
Yeah.
And the branding behind it made no sense. And it was like purple. And I mean, it was whatever. It was fine and great. And I'm so grateful that I had that experience and that everything happened the way that it did. But so, anyways, we dissolved that business.
How did you stay as obsessed and passionate about it? I mean, at that time, you could have easily been like, you know what, maybe this doesn't work. I'm going to go do something else. Like you have a bunch of other experience.
I think when you have a purpose in life, and I really feel like this is my purpose, and it, it's not just about PlateFit, but it is really about healing and helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I'm like a healer, like deep down in my soul, and that I have healing capacities through like teaching. I've always wanted to be, since I was a little girl, I wanted to teach people and help people. And I think when that is your purpose and you find your like,
What you're good at.
you just find you're like, it just is like, it's like the puzzle piece fits, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't veer.
Mm-hmm.
There's been many times over the 8 years that I was at the gym that I went to after Cher and I dissolved our business, where I was just exhausted from working and teaching, you know, like 8 hours in the morning and 4 or 5 hours at night, like where I was like, I can't teach anymore, right? Like I just can't do it. But I would just wake up every day and you just keep showing up. Like you just have to keep showing up.
Yeah.
And I also did other things. Like I was like, maybe I'll be like a life coach. So I did like this like life coaching thing, but I still like had to make money. So I was
Mm-hmm.
still like teaching, right? And I've always just come back to this.
Mm-hmm.
I always come back to this. Like this is who I am, and I know it's what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's interesting since PlateFit has been born. It's taken like a complete whole different meaning for me as a teacher and as a mother and a wife and a business owner than I ever even thought it would, right?
Yeah, I'm
Because now I
sure.
have a staff of 60 people that I'm
Wow.
teaching and molding, and trainers that I'm teaching, as well as, 10,000 clients across 5 studios a month. So
Wow.
it's like, it just continues to grow and the vision continues to grow. So, and we're healing people like through vibration. Like I'm really passionate about vibration being available for people to step on. Like the machine itself is such an incredible piece of equipment. We use it in a physical setting where we're like working out and there's like great music and you're like doing a workout, but just standing on it for 5 minutes is like worth every single penny. Like
Wow.
the amount of circulation that you get, the amount of stimulation, the lymphatic system flushes, like, I mean, it's just so incredibly healthy for the body. Like re-stimulates cell growth. Like it's so good.
Oh my gosh, everyone needs to do it, even
Everyone,
if
I
they
mean,
can
really
only
everyone
stand
needs
on
to be
it.
doing it.
Yeah. Do you ever tell people if they're unable to do the workout to just stand? Like how, maybe someone might go to yoga and just be in child's pose the whole time.
Yeah, so we do have a recovery class that we offer. So there's stretching,
That's nice.
and laying and massage. So
Hmm.
that's the class that we tell people to come to. So this woman who's been was before Cher was my client. There was this 6-year-old woman that I met
Wow.
at the gym that had the plate. And when I was going there and
Yeah.
talking to her because she was going there too, and she had a trainer there, and I got certified in that time when I was
Hmm.
going to that gym. And she was like, maybe you could like train me after you get your certification. And so
Oh.
I trained her first session, and she said her daughter went away to college. And I forgot to mention that when I quit my job, I when I finally quit my job, I had to move out of my apartment on the Wilshire corridor because I didn't have any money to pay rent.
Yeah.
And so I trained her, and she was like, my daughter went to college. Why don't you come live with me?
Oh my gosh.
I know. And she actually lives
Everything.
across the street from my new Venice location.
Wow.
It's like mind blowing.
Is she still there?
She's still in Venice, and she just started classes again at our Venice studio, and she's doing more of the recovery now. Now she's 70 something years old. So like, she's amazing. She's like my adopted Jewish mother in Los Angeles. She's amazing.
How crazy when things start to just come together like that.
Yeah.
Like it was totally meant to be.
Totally meant to be.
And then going back to meeting your husband, and obviously he's been such a big support. Platefit. But real quick, like you had these classes in that gym after the studio.
So I found a space that was right down the street from the gym. I'm in West Hollywood. It was on La Cienega and Melrose. So for those that don't know, it's like sort of the epicenter of like West Hollywood. It's like this like, Melrose and La Cienega. And it was this like really gross gym that was like very popular and everybody went to. And the woman there rented me a space for $600. And I painted the walls, put up a mirror, rented a boombox, plugged in my phone, and then went next door to this school called the Center for Early Education, and just got a bunch of moms to come over. And I slowly built a business for myself over the 8 years that I was there.
And it was just you teaching?
It was just me. Yeah. I
You
had like
never
one
thought-
person that would work for me from here and there, but like really it was just me.
Just why? Just because that's what made the most sense financially,
I didn't know how to create like the programs and the structures and anything.
Wow.
And truly, truth be told, is like I was just doing due diligence to be honest. Like I was like for 8 years figuring out like how to change people's bodies on this thing, what worked, what didn't work. Like I didn't just dream this up. Like I tell people it was an idea. It wasn't just this like idea that I had 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Because fitness is hot and like people are in it. It's like something that I've been doing for a very, very long time. I like really do regard myself as an expert in vibration training.
Yeah.
Like I know everything there is to know about it. And I've worked with probably everybody across the board, from people that are in wheelchairs to MS patients to people that have, lupus to athletes to, moms to everybody across the board. And I've seen it work wonders on everybody. So
Oh my gosh.
I feel like those 8 years was me just
so
like
important.
digging in and like using that prop and using this prop and figuring out that doesn't work and this doesn't work. And, oh, that's like dangerous, or this, just really figuring out what worked,
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, definitely. You're definitely now the authority on it, but you lived it. You know what works.
and just created a method behind it. Right. So
Yeah.
like, it's not just like some random thing. It's like, it's been around for a
I
long
know.
time.
It's so crazy. I mean, that is passion right there.
Yeah, it is.
And also what I love that you said that, because it's not like you just had this idea and you're like, this is really great branding.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to be like. We're just going to open a studio. I'm going to get a bunch of money, investors involved, and we're
Yeah.
just going to open this thing. You had the experience,
Yeah.
but you also had this target market that you were learning from.
Yeah.
This audience. And I'm sure the way you got the word out there is just because it was such a good workout. It was by the, word of mouth.
Yeah. It just grew and grew and grew.
Yeah.
And then at that gym, I met my husband,
Mhm.
and he's chief development officer for Air One Market. So he like does the real estate and construction, and he helps build and grow that market. And so he saw that what I was doing in the corner, and at the same time we fell in love, and he was like, this is much bigger than you. And
Aw.
he really believed in me and what I was doing. And he has a very good design eye, and we found a space and were able to open like a studio with a brand. And I mean, he was the one that was like, let's create a brand behind this.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have something that's really special and you should have your own space. But we also were smart enough about it where we got a 400 square foot space.
Yeah. So smart.
Which was $2,500, which was like
How big was the space that you were in?
200.
200.
So it was
Oh my
only,
gosh,
it was double the size, but we put 7 plates in it instead of 5.
Mhm.
And and aesthetically it looked beautiful, right?
I'm
It wasn't the
sure. Yeah.
shithole. Sorry, excuse me, but it wasn't this like gross studio that I was in before, just running classes. And we had a brand and a feel and a look. And we opened our doors when ClassPass, which ClassPass was a really good marketing tool for us in the beginning when ClassPass was $99. Do you remember that?
No, I've
Okay, so
never used it.
ClassPass was $99 and it was unlimited. So you could go to any studio 3 times
My
in the
gosh,
city, but as much as you wanted. So people were going to like 3 or 4 classes a day.
I'm sure. I mean,
And
that's
so
great. How does it work for you though? I mean, just,
ClassPass now,
yeah,
it's so different now, but when we launched, it was like a marketing, like, I
yeah,
mean, we got $15 a head. Now it's like points based and it's like, it's all over the place. And I'll explain
different
this.
now
So
that you have
we
your
got
market.
$15
Yeah.
a head. We were running classes every 30 minutes. So we were getting $30 an hour, right? We were sold out because there were so many people on ClassPass coming like to classes that the first month we opened in West Hollywood, we actually made $30,000
Whoa.
from
You are
ClassPass.
incredible because I know
But then
that you
on
just
a
opened
business
Venice
level,
and
it's
you.
like it represented 95% of our, I mean, 95% of our
Customer?
revenue was coming from a third party, which is not the
Whoa.
best business model.
Yeah. Do you get
However,
any of their information? Can you market to those
I mean,
people?
you can, yeah.
Okay.
And like now it represents like 10% of our business. I mean, it's
That's a
totally
huge
flipped.
shift.
I mean, we've really done like the work we've needed to do, but it really was a great marketing tool when we opened. It got our name out there.
Definitely.
People were like, what is this thing? Like,
Yeah, because what you really needed was people to just find out about you,
yeah,
and then they become obsessed because
yep,
it's so different and
yeah,
it's so new. But I mean, it's based off of old,
yeah.
I'm sure just tests
It's
and
so
whatever.
new
But
to the
this
fitness
market,
space,
yeah,
even though it's not, right? It's
hmm,
like athletes have been using it for
yeah,
like, I mean, it's like they've been
forever.
using it for so long. And all of them use it. Every pro athletic sports team in the United States uses it. Like there's not one that doesn't have it.
Yeah,
They're not telling us how they use it,
hmm,
obviously, but now we're using it in the more boutique fitness space and making it a vertical available because I really believe like there's yoga and Pilates and that's available for people everywhere in the world,
hmm.
right? So should vibration training be, and Platefit should be at the head of that. So
What's your vision for growth? I mean, I obviously more brick and mortar to bring it to more people, but this is something unlike yoga that you can't do anywhere. You need the machine to be able to do it.
yeah. So just like
So
Peloton.
yeah. Oh, you
So,
want to do that?
well, the growth.
Oh
So
my
there's
gosh,
lots of different
that's
ways to grow. So
interesting.
ideally, right now we're only 5 spaces, but we do get at least once, twice, 3, 4 times a week somebody saying like, "When are you bringing it? When are you bringing it here? Are you coming to Australia?
Yeah.
Are you coming here? Are you coming to Switzerland? Are you coming to Ohio? Are you coming?" I mean, literally, it's like
Yeah.
it's it's very nice. I mean, my ego is like, yay, yay,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, we're
Let's
going to
do
do it.
it.
I have my,
But like
yeah.
in order to grow a business, you don't want to sprint,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to open like
A bunch.
100 and then they all go to, and we also looked at the franchise model and I don't want to go the franchise model right
No.
now. Um,
Yeah. So it's
so,
so interesting that you say that because
so
that's
it's like, to date, it's been my husband and I growing the business. So it's all self-funded, which is a lot.
mm-hmm.
It's a lot on our relationship. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's fine, but it's like, I mean, we're like fully in it all the
Mhm.
time. And he has a full-time job.
I know. That's
So, it's like,
for a company that is growing really quickly
I mean,
too, not
everyone
just
is like,
any.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's a big
it's a
deal.
big deal. He's really a superstar. He's
Hmm.
really amazing. I love him. I respect him so much. Very, very
So
smart
late
human.
night meetings then
We
when he
have
gets
late
home
night
from
talks
work.
till 11 p.m. We're talking about finances and we're waking up talking about it at 5, 6 in the morning. I mean,
Hmm.
it's real, but I know it's temporary,
Hmm. And are you looking to raise? Is that the next
So I
step
think,
or
I mean, what's happening for us now is we're going to build 2 more. 2
where?
more in the books. We have one in Silver Lake that's going to open next door to Air One.
Oh my gosh, I love that area. I
I
just
know.
stayed at Silver Lake Pool and Inn. It's so cute, and
So
it's
Air
right next
One's
door to
opening
the
in
Air
Silver
One.
Lake. I think
Yeah.
he's going to start construction any day now. And then we're going to open up next door like literally in the same
Wow.
thing, which will be great for us.
Mhm.
And then we're going to find one more, but we're also looking to hire a CEO this year, like a chief marketing officer. We already have a COO. We'd like to pay her more money.
Mhm.
So hire some higher level executive team, maybe raise friends and family, $1 to $2 million, build another 10, and then see where that goes.
Yeah.
So that's really the plan. And then the long-term plan is to open, obviously my vision has always been 100. So how we get there, I'm not exactly sure, or who we get there with, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But Peloton, have you ever listened to how I built this?
I love that podcast, but I haven't listened to the Peloton one.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Wow.
It's so good.
I need
It's
to go
amazing because they
listen.
actually just started making money like last year. Have you
I'm-
listened to it? It's incredible.
I'm sure. I mean, and now
it's
they're in like
crazy.
every household. Like everyone I know,
And now
my
it's like,
husband
you
has
know,
one. It's so
I don't even know what
crazy.
billion-dollar company it is, but it's like insane. And ideally, I would love to. Everyone's like, you got to go online. You got to go online. I'm like, it'd be great to go online, but
It's
we have
expensive.
to have. It's like people know spinning, they know yoga, they know weights, they know how to run on a treadmill because they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
They've known it for years. So people don't know vibration. So we need to actually open brick and mortars,
To
inform
educate.
people of
Mhm.
what this vibration thing is before we go like sell them a vibrational plate and have them do it at home, right?
Yeah, it's really
So I
true.
think long term,
That's the
is
plan.
something that is ideal, and that's obviously something that we want to do. And we've had people want that come take our classes that are like, let me buy a plate from you and then just stream me video.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Not
want
yet.
to do everything, right?
Just
It's like
hold
you want
on,
to do
yeah.
everything. But yeah, I think that's the goal long term, is to continue to grow. And
It's the possibilities are endless, which
Yeah.
is really cool. And I think it's really smart to say, I'm going to educate them on what exactly this is and how good it is for you and how to use it. And then it's really cool because unlike the mirror or the Peloton, it's a tool for the whole family to be able to use. And
Totally.
you can just, I mean, not that
massage.
yeah,
You
there's
can
so much
massage.
there.
You can circulate. You can flush your lymphatic system. It's
So I think it's actually
detoxify your
even
system.
better in that sense because everyone's going to want to do it. You know, you can just get on for 5 minutes and do absolutely nothing and reap the benefits.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I'm so
Yeah.
excited
but you're
about
doing so
that.
much by just standing there.
Yeah.
And then I think also long-term vision is just to like be more of a mom, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hire a CEO.
I'm like,
take a little time.
It's like I've just turned 40 this year, and I'm just going through all these like ups and downs of like,
yeah.
guilt. And
How old are your kids?
they're 3.5 and 2.5.
Oh.
So, and I get to spend a lot of time with them. I do get
Mhm.
to like restructure my schedule around them. But then sometimes you miss it. Like today,
Yeah.
like my son was like, "Are you going to drive me to school?" I'm like,
Aw.
"Not today, buddy."
Yeah.
It's like, so you want to do it all and you can't do it all, but I'm just trying to do the best I can to like manage and balance, which is like non-existent.
Yeah, it's so tough. I went to this, do you know Summit at Sea?
Yeah.
A Summit series. I went to their last Summit at Sea and Martha Stewart was there and they did like an interview with her and she was like, a woman asked her a question and said, can a woman do it all? And she said, yes, but not all at the same time. And you're going to fail
Yeah.
at certain things, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Like you're going to not be there for your children because you need to do something for your job, or you're not going to be able to go do something really important because maybe your child's sick and it's just a balancing act and that's okay. But it was refreshing to hear and not really what I wanted to hear, especially because I wasn't where I am now and I just thought everything was just going to be so perfect and easy, but that's not the case.
No.
But it's also, you do get to set up the way you want things to be when you are the boss. And
Yes.
so you can take time off when you need to and when they need you
Yeah.
up to a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I think as our generation starts to get older and start having kids, I'm so interested, and people who are entrepreneurs, I'm so interested in seeing how the workplace changes to
Yeah.
be more mom and baby friendly as well.
Totally.
Because we don't really have that, but we have so many more women in the workforce and
Yeah.
Patagonia is a really interesting company. I love what they've done. I mean, they have a huge corporate office, and it's obviously super different than the way your business is structured
Yeah.
because most of your employees are probably in studio.
Yeah.
And that's a different type of work. Like you're not bringing your baby necessarily to teach a class.
Yeah.
But for some people, I think it's interesting because Patagonia has a space on site for breastfeeding moms to bring their kids and even up to a certain age.
That's amazing.
It's so cool. I love that. And they don't have to leave their kids, but they know that they're in the building. They go have lunch with them. They hang out. And then they don't feel like they're gone, totally
So
gone.
it's like daycare,
Yeah.
childcare. That's amazing.
I know. It's
So
so cool.
great.
So I'm really interested in that aspect of
Seeing where it goes. Yeah.
yeah. And just having that conversation and knowing that it's possible.
I had a friend of mine ask me if I could do like a little like daycare at Platefit in Venice because there's like an outdoor
Yeah.
area.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I know because it's the old LCD place. I
Yeah.
just drove by.
Yeah.
I love that. That would be super fun.
I know I have to look into like what insurance, like the whole
Yeah.
thing of what that looks like. But
I'm sure if people have maybe a friend or a mom or a nanny that wants to watch them while you do it, that
yeah.
could be another
and just
thing
have like toys
going
there or
around.
something. Yeah.
So you don't necessarily
not a bad
offer
idea.
childcare.
But we also tell like our clients that if you want to bring your kids, bring them.
So sweet. I know.
Yeah.
I would. So you have the saffron latte there, which is so nice.
I love it.
And so we went
by
to
the way.
Sycamore. Thank you.
I drink it every morning.
Oh my gosh, so awesome. So yeah, when we went to the Sycamore one and we did our tasting there, there was a mom that brought her son, and I didn't figure out what was going on at first, and then because I think the mom took like 2 classes, 'cause I was like, oh, maybe the mom's not here, maybe she is, but it was so awesome to see that.
We
he
even
was just
have
hanging out.
our trainer who brings her baby that
Aw,
she'll like
that's so
teach 4
awesome.
classes and like the front desk will like help.
Oh my
and
gosh,
I
so
mean,
nice.
it's fine. I'm like, if you don't mind the baby being around loud music, great.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love hearing stories like that, and
And then when I was like newly like out of being pregnant, all my moms from my mom group, I was like, just come, we'll all work out.
so
Bring your
fun.
strollers, bring everything.
Yeah, that's really
We'll just do a
cool.
workout. It's important.
Yeah, I know
Because you don't have
because
time, you
need-
don't know how to figure it out. And like,
I
especially as like a
know.
first time mom, you're like, what do I do?
Yeah,
How do I
and what
make the
can
time?
I do?
Yeah.
Even so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you do like a pre or postnatal class?
I mean, we don't specifically,
But the recovery one is.
the recovery one
Yeah.
is fine. And you can just go in. I mean, it's when I started back after, like, I went back like 5 or 6 days after I had
Wow.
Mira, which is
Mhm.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Just to stand on it. And I wasn't jumping because if I jumped, I would like pee my pants
Yeah.
easily. Like I was
Uh-huh.
like, this is crazy. But it really helped build my strength.
That's really smart. That's
Fast.
a whole new thing. Like you
Really
could do even a
fast.
series on that.
Yep.
That's really cool.
I mean, because it strengthens from the inside and like it's like a really fast strengthen.
wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now I'm not peeing my pants when I do
Yeah.
jumping jacks.
That's really nice. Well, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us
thank you
today
for
and
having
sharing your
me.
story. And we're so excited to see how you grow. It's going to
We
be
need to
really
get
fun
you
to
in.
watch. Yeah, I can't wait.